The Rock has allegedly dropped 60 pounds of body weight. As the truthful actor who helps portray truthful Hollywood stories has always denied using steroids, and we believe him, nobody knows why this happened. But what will this mean for his career?
The Rock is cooking.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Good evening and welcome to We Lie to You News. Tonight's top stories. Update on the trans mass shooter. A comedian is arrested in the UK for tweets. Pfizer and other mRNA heroes are being called out by the president. And a Somalian socialist American congresswoman, Ilhan Omar, pretends to be poor but turns out to be rich as hell. But starting with, the very trans mass shooter in Minnesota who killed school children appears to be the real victim. The very respectable network NBC issued a statement apologizing for misgendering the murderous, yet very admirable trans individual who would have had a very sad life if they weren't brave enough to be trans. NBC issued a correction stating a previous version of this article used the wrong pronoun for the shooter. She used female pronouns. With their statement issued, it does appear that NBC is very sorry for disrespecting the shooter. It has also been confirmed that NBC did not issue a statement saying they were sorry that children were killed. So luckily, they're not sorry about that. Yet, the shooter himself did voice in a journal entry that he's sorry for his pretend gender that is certainly more real than his real gender. The murderous clown stated he was tired of being trans, and I wish I never brainwashed myself. Because you're dumb enough that you'd probably take that wrong, let us explain what that means. It means that he's trans, doesn't like it, and therefore was unhappy enough that he killed children and himself. But if he was really trans, everything would have turned out super well. And according to what are called statistics, trans are by far the demographic who do the most mass shootings, coming in with almost 3 times the amount of mass shootings than second place Asians. Some psychologists have been left wondering, is there a problem with this? Well, no, it doesn't look like it. Yet they go on to say hateful things like, this is what happens when you affirm mental illness rather than treat it. But that's just an outdated science way of looking at disease states. Because if you were told, hey, you have cancer, do you want to affirm it or treat it? Obviously, your answer would be, please affirm my cancer so we can strengthen it. Meanwhile, delightfully far-left Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, who used to be married to her brother, claims to be poor and claims to fight the rich on behalf of the poor. However, it turns out she is a low IQ, high net worth individual. How so? When she was elected to Congress in 2019, disclosures showed she had a net worth of minus $45,000. And disclosures as of today show her net worth to be $30 million. Before you get all right-wing, this is easily explainable when you consider her congressional salary of $174,000 per year multiplied by the 6 years she's been in office equals $30 million. She also loves Somalia so much that she refuses to live there, and that also makes sense. And in the UK, approximately 30 people are getting arrested every day for speech crimes such as retweeting the wrong thing. And noteworthy, recently comedian Graham Linehan was arrested in the UK for tweeting, if a trans-identified male is in a female-only space, he is committing a violent abuse act. Make a scene, call the cops, and if all else fails, punch him in the balls. Arrested! Because saying that trans people can be dangerous is absurd and is luckily a crime in the UK. And in a heartwarming story of love, a Japanese woman connected online to someone who claimed to be an astronaut in space. As their romance over messages continued, she sent him $6,700 while he was in space. Why? Because he told her that his spaceship was under attack and in need of oxygen, and he was going to use the money to buy more oxygen. Because after all, The oxygen stores in space don't just give it away. But to everyone's surprise, it turned out to be a scam. Authorities are using this lesson to warn people on social media. If you're messaged by someone claiming to be an astronaut in space who needs money to ward off a spaceship attack and buy more oxygen, do a little digging to make sure they're a real astronaut before sending money. I seriously wish someone would have told me this 3 months ago. And finally, President Trump has put Pfizer on notice about their safe and effective mRNA shots. This comes after turmoil that caused one of the CDC's top officials to resign. In a post on Truth Social, President Trump tells Pfizer, "Hey, you showed me amazing information about this vaccine, but those results haven't been shown to the public," as he demands answers. And he goes on to say, "I hope Operation Warp Speed was as brilliant as many say it was. If not, we all want to know about it and why." I honestly thought he'd never let this Operation Warp Speed thing go. The success of Operation Warp Speed being questioned is almost unthinkable. That's it for today's news. Oh, and this just in, if you don't like body odor, that's the latest sign that you're a right-wing nut job. Don't be one of them. Good night.